Hello, hello, hello. What's good, YouTubers? Gay lovers of the game. My people out there, how's everybody going? How's everybody doing? Trying to catch this before it goes? Ha ha! Absolutely hit it. It got the mute, no echo, no reverb. What's up? We're back. We missed you 1 week. We're a little too busy, had a bunch of stuff going on. In-laws were in town. We had to help people out. But we are back this week and one more time ready to head down the rabbit hole. And you know I got one of my favorite to go on this venture with me. We got the best in the biz, the beard of somewhat knowledge. What's good, Mr. Snafu Z?
I like that, the beard of somewhat knowledge. That describes me perfectly. Welcome, everybody, to Tinfoil Tuesdays. Yeah, I'm great. We didn't plan this week, so it's going to be a little weird, I think. Like, well, you know, DJ says he doesn't plan, but we all know DJ. He probably has a list, and he just doesn't know which things he's going to choose off that list. That's what he means by didn't plan.
Absolutely. I mean, we can't be going total. I mean, we have to have some kind of form of reference. But, yep, going to be a little bit different this week. Just want to get back to it and see how everybody's feeling almost a month away from the finale. How are we filling that void? How's everybody getting by? What's the next thing on? But figure we had to have at least one more chat about how exactly we're feeling about how it wrapped up this last time. It's you feeling any kind of way? You already over it, Andrew? What's going on with you?
Well, I got a short memory, so like, you know, it is what it is. It's over. I don't know what to do now. I'm on the books. Like, you know, I'm fine with it. It ended. It is what it is. But if I was unhappy before, like, I can look at it as, you know, I don't know. It's like an argument with your wife. It doesn't help just to like hold that in and keep dwelling on it. So. It is what it is. I'm fine with it now.
What's up? I see you out there, Kev. We got Bridge 4 out there in the chat. We got Drinks and Those Things. We got my man, One True David Adams. What's good, everybody? Yep, I wish I could be going to the con and hanging out with you guys. Believe me, I wish I could be there. It would be so fun. And if there's any way that I can still pull a miracle out and some kind of miracle happens down while I'm in Vegas, then I will definitely fly and jet set out there. But, yeah, for right now, I'm just a little bit I don't know. Just, yeah, kind of 100% focused on the Vegas thing this time of year. And I am truly bummed, especially this being the finale. I mean, if you were ever going to go to con, this is absolutely the time you want to go. So I'm bummed, but I am absolutely stoked for all you guys. So freaking jelly. But, yeah, absolutely. Fucking, you guys are going to have a blast. What's up? I see you out there, Sam Florida. Welcome, welcome. Just going to be getting back into it. We see Christian Oles out there. Good to see you out there. But what's up, Andy? Fucking bugging. What do you miss most about it? Like, do you miss kind of like ripping on the bad writing or the ability to like come up with new theories week in and week out when we see something new, or just kind of the overall vibe of everybody being excited about one thing? Like, what is the one thing you miss most about it?
You know, probably the whole community, but that's, you know, that was kind of dwindling for me the season prior. So like, prior to this one, since it was such a long break, it was like kind of, I don't know how to explain it, but like where we would stream all the time, like I would stream multiple times in a week with people and just hang out. And you know, it's kind of sad that a lot of that's going to go away because the show is over and a lot of people only watch the show. Maybe people will get into the books. I don't know. But, you know, I kind of miss that. And we say ragging on things. Like, I will just point out negative things, but don't get it twisted to where I am just looking at everything all negative. I see the positive, but you're just positive all the time, so I got to bring up negative shit. Like, you make me the bad guy. I have to be your Joker.
Oh, no way. Absolutely called how we see it. I mean, yeah, there's definitely some. We'll have to get into that. But, I mean, yeah, I definitely tried. Once season 5 came and everybody's like, at first they're like, oh, it's getting boring. It's getting boring. I'm like, well, basically right now they're just converting Feast of Crows, and Feast of Crows is boring. It's a lot of riding around with dead bodies and crows eating. So, yeah, it's a little bit slower of a storyline. So that didn't bother me. And then it really kind of started to take a tilt. And like I said, I was one of the ones that was just very quickly easy to diverge. And, hey, the show's the show, the books are the books, and I'm going to love both of them. I mean, I couldn't do one without the other. The show's what got me into the books, and the books are just, extra knowledge, but the show is still awesome. I always loved watching dragons rip across the sky. And everybody knows I've been a Daenerys. A lot of people didn't like the whole Marine and the Daenerys. I've been Daenerys and House Targaryen from day one. Everybody knows. So I love that stuff. So, I mean, that also probably made it a little easier for me. Were you like always House Stark, or were you kind of bouncing around, or were you just kind of like just following the show and didn't really did you ever kind of associate with a house, or were you just rogue?
I always liked the Starks, but I was a big Robb Stark fan. Like, he has a cool story. Just some kid, his dad dies, and he's like, "Hell, what? Like, I'm gonna go avenge my dad, basically." And like the whole world has this view of Tywin, and he basically just embarrasses him left or right. I loved Robb, and then like every good character has a flaw. Like he kind of, I don't know if it's like his dad. Well, it is kind of like his dad, right? He dishonored this girl, and then he took her, basically he took the dishonor upon himself, right? Like, so she wouldn't have to be dishonorable. And that's what Ned did. And so, I always liked the Starks and that kind of thing. Like that stupid, naivety, whatever, however you say that word. We all know I'm not good with words. But yeah, I don't know. I liked them for that. While everybody faulted them, kind of like people faulted Dany and like the Targaryens and stuff, I like the Starks for being so optimistic, or I don't even know the word, but I'm sure there's a word out there for what I'm talking about. But where, they chose honor above things. Maybe I like them because that ain't me.
What do you think about that whole, since you like Robb Stark so much, what do you think about that whole theory about that Robb Stark is not Ned's son?
Yeah, like I think I presented that a couple years ago. I hadn't heard it before, and I thought maybe you were the one that kind of shot it down on me, right? You were like, the timelines don't match up, or it might have been somebody else.
Yeah, no, I've always kind of believed in that. I heard Master P said it a long, long time ago, and I've always kind of been on that a little bit myself. It's like, dude, they made a specific point of talking about Brandon being the wild wolf and basically taking maidenheads all over the north. So there's no reason to think that he didn't take Caitlyn's maidenhead, or at least get with her before they got married. So I don't think they were going into that like she was some kind of virgin. So yeah, I'm 100%. I think that Robb Stark is Brandon's kid. But you're on that train too. That's what you've always thought?
Yeah, I thought that, and someone had brought up the timeline that it didn't match up. So I was like, well, I like that idea that he wouldn't be Rob wouldn't be Ned's, and I thought that's fun that like John's there, and Catelyn thinks that like she hates John, and like maybe that's a reflection of the fact that Rob's not Ned's, I don't know. So it's kind of that thing, like this kid's his real son, but I need to like present this way. You need to treat Rob better because he's your real son. Almost like overcompensating. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. I know Caitlyn was kind of like that. Like, no, we don't want your other son, because she was afraid they'll find out, and then Rob will lose everything. But yeah, that is hilarious how they always ripped like that. Like, no, Rob's the true heir. Rob's the only one who can do that, and find out that Rob wasn't his son any more than John was. I think that's kind of amazing. What about you, chat? You guys, anybody believe that? Or anybody out there think that Robb Stark is not Eddard's son? I see Kev out there. Definitely miss Missandei. Missing Missandei is definitely one of the worst things about GOT being gone. Not being able to see that beauty week in and week out. Definitely all going to miss that.
She's going to be on something for sure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she's getting signed up. She is absolutely getting signed up. Bridge going off on something being pronounced naivete.
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 I think the word I was going for was idealistic, where they believe things to be a certain way and that they'll work out or whatever.
believe in things being a certain way. Isn't Jon Snow kind of Aegon Targaryen or Aegon Snow, however we're going to call it now? Isn't he kind of like twice cursed? Isn't he basically a Kingslayer and a Kinslayer now? I mean, they say nobody's more cursed than a Kingslayer.
Yeah, but 2 negatives equal positive in multiplication. So it works out. Plus, he's a deserter. Well, that doesn't count. He died.
Yeah, no, he's not a deserter. But he killed a king or his queen and his kin. I mean, that's just double trouble, isn't it? I mean, he's got some bad things coming beyond the wall, I would think.
I don't know. I don't know about all that. I think 2 negatives equal positive. Like he, sometimes is doing the wrong thing for the right reasons can work out.
Right,
and
Bridget,
not always
talking about he shot his king Mance Rayder and killed his queen Dany. So he's like, I mean, I guess that could be tripled, but I mean, that's kind of one Kingslayer, and Dany's also a Kinslayer. So it's like, I think he's screwed. I mean, is it going to be worse than the Rat Cook, the Rat Cook King? What's up, Christy? I see you out there. Is he going to turn into the Rat Cook King now?
You guys are going. That's too far for me. Like we're going off the deep end here. Yes, John's gonna turn into a rat because he's a warg, right? And Ghost ain't gonna. Ghost is gonna desert John because John was like, "Hey, get out of here," and didn't even pet good boy bye. I ain't even said good boy, and so Ghost hightails it out. He's like, "All right, I'm up north. Screw you, John." And then the only thing John can warg as he's going to, go back to his roots, he's going to have a rat to warg. And then he's going to die while he's warging said rat. And then he's just going to live inside the rat. Boom. There you go.
And
that's how it happens.
Because he warged into that rat. I don't know. When Bran was pretty specific about telling that story. And when he was telling it, it seemed like, I mean, they were pretty clear about it. It's not the fact that he did that or killed the people. It was the fact that guess right. He killed the wrong people and he killed them under their roof. And basically, I mean, the Red Keep was her roof. It was, well, I guess kind of, I don't know whose roof we'd call that, or even if there was a roof. But I think there's enough there that he could turn into the Rat Cook and go north of the wall and be screwed with some of that northern magic. And that's going to be like the next Telltale sign or the next Telltale series, John Beyond the Wall. You think he's just going to be all happy for once, roaming free, maybe becoming King Beyond the Wall, but no. All of a sudden he's going to start feeling weird, and next thing you know, he's going to turn into the rat. He'll be the great Rat Cook. I could see that happening.
I could not see that happen. My whole thing was being facetious. I cannot see that happening.
Oh,
no one would know it.
What's that?
No one would understand that. We got two.
They said it in the show. Bran said the Rat Cook King's a story in the show.
Yeah, but it's like
and Jojen.
Yeah, but people aren't gonna like. They already paid that off with like the Frey pie, so that's done. They already paid that off once. They're not gonna make a whole series out of one line from the movie or the show.
Oh, that'd be awesome. That's a bummer. What is your favorite? What's your favorite fan theory you were hoping that would come true on the show that didn't? Like, the little girl being Melisandre. Everybody thought that little girl might be Melisandre, or basically a Holland Reed coming in to tell everybody the truth type of thing. Like, what was your favorite fan theory that didn't happen on the show that you were hoping would have?
Damn it, I just had it in my head. Oh, Bran Night King. I wanted Bran to be the Night King. Right, and that didn't happen. So that's probably my favorite one. Bridge with the blue dragon glass.
Yeah, blue dragon glass. It's crazy. It's gonna heal somebody.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
That's yeah. Bran being the Night King is probably the one that I subscribed to the most and didn't go down. So I guess that's mine.
Oh man.
What's yours?
I would almost have to say just Howlin' Reed not coming back in saying anything at the Tower of Joy. Or, of course, mine would be like, I mean, I would pick my own because I think it still might happen in the books. R plus L doesn't equal J. That one, I think, was we'll say that next. What's your saddest one that did come true where you're like, no, that won't happen, like Clegane Bull or R plus L equals J? Or what were you like, no, that probably won't happen? You're like, holy shit, that happened?
John was legitimized, right? He was a legitimate son. Right, I felt like that was unnecessary. There's a better story even if he's not legitimized, right? Like if they weren't married, that's an even better story. It's a cyclical nature of this house and the struggles they go through with the Targaryens and the Blackfires with bastards, and it's a problem in this world. And they even bring up stuff in the show about like like Missandei, like we don't have bastards because we don't have marriage. So it's like presenting that there could be a different thing that works. And the fact that they were married kind of is a bummer to me because I think the story's better without it.
What's up, Phoenix Rising 357? I see you out there. Amanda Kane, welcome. I like Bridge 4. He's at Danny dying in childbirth. I thought that was... I think a lot of people have just put that in stone, like that was going to be a guarantee. So that was kind of crazy not to see that one. Not to see in either one of the dragons, not to see either one of the swords come back through. I thought that was kind of crazy. I think, and that's going to be one of my theories I was going to write out and I'm going to put in there. I'm still going to make a video about it. I don't know, I probably shouldn't say anything, but it's going to be about the swords. Let's just say that. But yeah, it's kind of crazy that we never saw. Basically, I have to say it. I think when they break down the swords in the book, Widow's Wail and Oathkeeper, I think we're going to find out that somebody had forged Blackfire and Dark Sister into one sword, made that ice, and basically when it popped back out, that was basically those two swords being unforged again. So I think ice is actually Widow's Wail and Oathkeeper. How sick is that?
That's a good one. I especially like it because it means Brendan Rivers bought both swords up there, and and that means you're giving it a chance that he brings it up there.
That means Rhaegar was fighting with Blackfire, and just like Ned took Dawn back to Starfell, basically Ned grabbed Blackfire and took it back to Winterfell and was going to give it to Jon. Maybe that's what does happen. He gives it to Jon, but I don't know. Like he won't, but it'll be up there. But yeah, I think when they busted those two, I think that's what was going to happen. He ended up having to forge them together, and they got unforged, and we're going to find out later that those are those two swords. I think that'll be so sick.
That's a good theory. You better mark this on the thing. Did you just think of that in your own crazy head?
Oh, I've actually that's one of the ones I have read. Dude, I have a whole notebook of shit. Like, dude, when I tell people I got a whole notebook of theories coming, like, dude, that's what I'm talking about. I got a whole, notebook of shit like that. Dude, my mind never stops thinking about that shit. And I'm about to go into my 4th reread. It's game time. Oh, what's up? Did I see Bubba Husky just hit the chat? It has been too long, brother. Where you been? What's up, Bubba Husky, if you're out there? Oh, there he is. What's up? Good to see you, buddy. He said, oh, fuck, that would be sick. Sam Fareed is on my side. They like it. I love it.
Yeah, I like it, but I think I'm more of a long claws Blackfire. Like that's all the way. All the way. That's what's up.
I mean, maybe if there's a story like the way Jorah, like they said, Jorah had the sense to leave it, and so it didn't dishonor the family, so Jorah could take it up to the wall with him. But if he went to the wall, I almost don't even understand why he took it to the wall. He should have just kind of donned it, left it over the mantle, and the next one up would have got it. But I don't even know why he kind of took it. That's weird. But if he did, like you're saying, he just stole that story. And he stole that story, only instead of Jorah leaving it, it was actually passed down through Lord Commanders because Bloodraven knew he was going to leave the brothers, and he ended up having the good sense to not take it with him north of the wall because he knew he was never coming back. So he had the sense to leave it on the bed or whatever, and like Lord Commander to Lord Commander, just been passing it down. But that is a stretch.
Well, so we'll do this brain exercise that is actually bad theory crafting, I think. Let's pretend like what if Blackfire or if Longclaw is Blackfire, how do you reveal that? Like what's a good way to reveal that if that's the case? Or even yours. But for mine, I'm thinking like Jorah comes up and then John's like, this is your sword. And then Jorah's like, what is this sword? I've never seen this sword in my life. And then that's like the present, like how we're a small house. We don't have Valyrian steel. Are you crazy? And then that's like sets that in motion. Now yours, how is the reveal happen?
Probably when John gets revived and the whole Battle of the Bastards things comes down, probably something like that is whenever he wins that and goes back to Winterfell and reclaims Winterfell. I would say something like that. Like maybe he goes, gets his dad's bones back down there. They find, I mean, where are Ned Stark's bones? But somehow maybe somebody brings them up after the Battle of the Bastards. He goes to put his dad's bones down in the crypts and finds the sword. Who knows? Or finds out like there's like in Lyanna's thing or something like down where Ned's buried. There's some note or tablet or who knows.
You got to have a good story on how it's discovered. That's the key. Like maybe
there's something in the library that burned up when somebody burned the library at Winterfell, and the scroll was in there, and now they'll never know because that's where it was hidden.
Could be, but what about like if Bloodraven sends like Bran or someone down there to like basically tell them that that's what happened, because Bloodraven would have that knowledge, right? So you have like I wanted to take Bran out of it. Bran just can't look at everything and then go tell people in the show. I'm taking that out, right? But if Bloodraven's the one that set up the situation so that could happen, how old is Bloodraven again? No, I don't
how old is he?
Yeah. Never mind. I don't
know how old he is?
He walked up with Aemon, right?
Yeah, but he was still older than Aemon at the time.
Yeah, but was he an old man?
No, he wasn't an old man, I don't think.
So we can assume he's within 50 years of Aemon. How about that?
Yeah. And Aemon was what, 102 or 120? I can't even remember. Boy, the numbers are escaping me right now. Was Aemon 102 or 120? I almost want to say like 120.
That's a Bridge 4 question. He probably knows that.
What's up, chat? How old was Aemon when he died?
Do 102, he says.
Was it 102? I think they said he was 102 in the show, but was that in the book? I thought he might have even been older than that in the book. I can't remember exactly.
I don't know, but that just, he can't be that old. How long has Ice been in the family? I should know this since I made a big ass argument about it like a month ago. But
Sam Reed is they're timing in 102. Yep, 102 in the books too. So it's 102 in the books. I don't know about the show. Right on. So yeah, I guess that's it. I knew that number was in my head, but I thought there was something about 118 with one of them. Do we know what happened to Old Nan? Did they ever just anybody say anything about that, or is that just a character that kind of faded away?
I don't know. She died.
Did she?
She's not one of the people that are surviving, I would assume.
I'm just like, I know they burned Winterfell, but Old Nan, she's old and wise, and she might have been nimble. She might have saw the writing on the wall. She heard Bran talking about the oceans coming over Winterfell. She's like, let me just get to my hiding spot.
I'm out.
She might be in an old nook and cranny right now, just eating bread, drinking water, just waiting for it all to pass.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, Sam. Like, she would be a dangerous person to have around for the Boltons. Like, if she knows everything, that seems like you wouldn't want all your kids to like learn all your shame, and all the North to know all your shame, spreading stories.
Sam said the show showed her flayed body. I thought that was like the Serwyn's father or something. The Serwyn's father and mother, and he flayed them. and then the young Sir one paid the taxes or whatever. But I didn't think he flayed Onan. Oh, Drinks and No Things says the actress died after episode 4. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's wild.
Huh. So that's the one they just let go off. Interesting. I didn't know that at all. That's all. See, the chat is where it's at. They always know. She for sure got killed by Ramsay? Oh, in book. Okay. You're saying in the book. Gotcha. Yeah, see, that's why I got to go back. Even when I did my third reread, I didn't even read the first 2. I just started right on Storm. It's the
you skipped some. I don't know how you can do that. Like George R. Martin specifically said that everything to figure out the story is in the first book. Why would you skip the first one?
I don't know. I just felt like I've seen the first season 100 times and read the book twice already. I mean, figured I had it, but now it's definitely been long enough, and it's definitely time to get back in there and start reading. So next week we're definitely going to be back on a lot more book stuff. Just starting right there with the prologue and just going right on through. So,
I have a legit question. What was the name of the Lord that died in the very first scene? Like the main dude that was leading the Rangers.
One who was leading the Rangers? What was that?
In the very beginning, he was actually like a lord. He's from a house, a famous house. What was his name?
Royce. He was a Royce.
Okay, that's what I thought. Man, Sansa has such bad taste in men. she had like the hot, like there's a whole thing in Feast for Crows about how she remembers how attractive he was when he was going up to the wall, and like she had a crush on him and stuff. And
he wasn't a bad guy looking guy in the show either. He was just an idiot.
Yeah, such bad taste in men.
Raymar Royce is we got the chat going off. Raymar Royce. But yeah, there's got to be, and that's another thing. I mean, man, they didn't do anything with that, but that's going to be a huge thing in the book. The runes of Royce. I mean, dude, those symbols and that bronze symbols that he wears on his chest, that bronze plating that he wears, that's all going to matter. And there's a reason that they opened up the book and the show with a Royce going out to find the White Walkers. So, I mean, yeah, that's going to be a huge thing in the books, in my opinion. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of attention paid to the Royces, especially in like Feast. I didn't remember how much was in it. I was just going through it. Well, I'm still reading. I like listen to it as I fall asleep. So I listen to the same chapters over and over again. I'm like, man, she is really going on about the Royces. And like most of the stuff in the Vale, like that's a big part about appeasing the Royces and shit. And,
different factions of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
In the Moon Castle and all that stuff. So yeah, it's going to be the Vale in general is going to be a lot bigger deal, I think, going on. I don't know. That might be the place where they have to run to if the White Walkers get past Winterfell, if they do get past Winterfell, but that's going to be gnarly. What do you think they pick up? Like, because obviously they're getting ready to battle. How fast into that battle in Meereen when Sir Barristan goes out into that battle? How far into that do you think until Dany shows up, or do you think Dany shows up for that?
Do I say it again?
Like the Battle of Meereen, we know Dany's gone or whatever, and Barristan's getting ready to go out and fight over young Kai and all them.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, they're all lining up, and they got a big war getting ready to head over there. Do you think Dany shows up for that war or after that battle?
I'm gonna say during. They want to show. They gotta show like how badass she is. Maybe they do her excellent timing things like in the show, like the dragon timing.
Well, that's just it. I mean, kind of like when the Harpies attacked and she came back and roasted them all inside the arena.
Yeah,
I think that might be that kind of situation going on, just of like a field of fire type of thing going on, but in Meereen. Bridge 4 thinks, I think Barristan dies in the battle. If there's a time's up where Dany shows up with the Dothraki, that would be nuts. Because that's what I was wondering. It's like, is she going to get taken back to the Dothraki and get taken to Vas Dothrak? Or is she going to jump on Dragon and basically mob up and save everybody, all her warriors, and Unsullied and everybody in front of Meereen? What's up, Moni G? I see you out there. Good to see you out there. And I see Septa Shayna Secrets. Welcome. Thanks for being here. What do you think about that, Andy?
Yeah, I don't know how that's gonna go down. Dang, you're the one with all the predictions here. Like you think about like little prediction. Not that this is little, but man, such details. I feel like she's gonna go to via Stothrak because that would seem like something that was basically it went back to something that was supposed to happen. That got mentioned way earlier in the season. Like in season 1, they said what was supposed to happen when a cow died what the Khaleesi was supposed to do when a cow died. So the fact that they re-brought that up later, like that was planned out, I feel like that's a book thing. That's kind of not to say that they can't do callbacks, but that was like something very specific. And so, yeah, I think that's probably going to happen in the book.
Right. If you could switch any character to play another role, like in Game of Thrones, if you could have made any character and there be a different character, who would it be? Who would you have switched up to what character?
Wait, what? Like the actor?
Yeah, like say you made Tyrion Tywin, like anything like something, anything like that.
Like the actor into just switch actors or just change the actor? You gotta give me an example. Like
say instead of Ramsay playing Ramsay, say I'd switch him over and make him Jon Snow.
Oh, like
or
okay,
instead of Tywin being Tywin, I would make Charles Danson or whatever be Ned Stark. Like what actor would you switch up in the show to be somebody else?
Honestly, I don't even have a good one. I've never even thought about this.
Of course. We keep it fresh around here.
I think Ramsay. You said a pretty good one. Ramsay probably would have been a good Jon Snow. Like, if you've seen the actor, man, it's crazy. Like his range of acting. I think he could have done Jon Snow pretty well. Although, like Jon Snow's brooding and stuff, he's pretty good at that.
Nobody plays the blues like Johnny Boy Snow. Shout out to my man Johnny Greenhands though. That's like one of his big things. He thinks Ramsay would, because I guess Ramsay did go out for Jon Snow. He thinks Ramsay would have been a great Jon Snow. He loves that actor. So you guys get a chance, make sure you get over to Johnny Greenhand's channel, check him out, give him a sub, and he will definitely give you a smile back. But I know he would have loved to see that one. I mean, they changed the Mountain 4 times. Can you imagine one of those guys playing something else, like the Mountain being Oberyn? How sick would that be? Or like the first Mountain being Ramsay Snow? Like, because Ramsay's supposed to be a big, dumb, oafy, hairy. Like, he's supposed to be a big, ape.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't even think of who might have been better in a position. Honestly, in all honesty, I can't.
What's up? I see we got Jenny Coldstones out there. I believe, was that your package? One package did not get sent. If that was yours, it was going out in the morning, and keep an eye out. That will look out. And I believe that would be the last one I have to send out. So Jenny Coldstones, I believe it was yours. I have to look at it again. If not, maybe yours is already out. But if not, it will be going out in the morning. And welcome, JSS. Good to see you out there. Welcome down the rabbit hole. Yeah, I know that's kind of a crazy one, trying to think back, like, who would you switch up? Like, imagine Sansa playing Shay. Like, how crazy would that be? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that would be a decent one. Dang. Or I want to see the actress that – never mind. I want the actress that Arya, geez, I could not remember Arya's name for a second. Arya. I want Arya's when she was serving Jamie and what's his name? Walder Frey. Yeah, when she's like the cupbearer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Serving girl. I want that actress to be somewhere else in the show because I want to see her more.
Like her play Yara? Yeah, that'd be cool.
Just something else. Because whenever someone says, like, who is your favorite? Who do you think's the prettiest? I always forget her because she didn't play enough. But I think she's, like, very pretty. And she's one of my top favorites. And she's in it for just a couple seconds. But,
right? You can't be mad. I know everybody talks about that, and it's so weird because when I think of Game of Thrones, I do not think of beautiful people. Like,
Yeah,
it's, everybody's grungy and gnarly and old school and dirty, and I just don't think beautiful people for some reason.
Yeah, me neither. But
Jenny Coldstone says Mira could have been a good Arya. I love that.
That's yeah, she could have too. That's a good one.
Oh, could have had a bigger part. Absolutely, that'd have been nice. She's like
Yara could have played freaking Lyanna Stark. She's supposed to be all ugly like her mom or like her aunt.
She wasn't ugly though. She's a wild wolf too. She's supposed to be a wild beauty.
I know, but they say like how much that this is something that never makes sense to me. They say that she's pretty, right? But then they say that Arya looks like her, and at the same time are calling Arya ugly.
Well, they're calling Arya horseface because
she's ugly. She has a Stark face. That's why they call her that. I'm not saying Arya in the show is ugly, but when you're reading, they're calling her ugly at the same time saying she looks like Lyanna, and then calling Lyanna pretty. Can't have it all.
That's they said she's a wild beauty. So I know exactly what you're talking about, but I think it's just that Stark look, not so much being ugly, just more of that stark, solemn gray look is what they were referencing. But you're absolutely right about that. We got Bubba, dirty and messy. Arya is dirty, not ugly. Absolutely. Phoenix Rising says Missandei is the prettiest. Cannot argue with that. And I know my man Kev is certainly not going to argue with that.
Garland Tyrell is like someone that doesn't get mentioned a lot, but he's a badass. Like, what's his name? What is like the Knight of Roses? What's his name? Jeez Louise. What's
Lawrence Tyrell?
Lawrence. Jeez. My brain is not firing on any cylinders today. I am sorry, peoples. But they always talk about like how badass Loras Tyrell is. But Loras admits like his brother Garland is better than him. Like, and Jamie's watching him whoop people's ass or two dudes' asses at the same time. Like, yeah, he's one of my favorites.
Who, Loras?
No,
Garland.
Garland. Like, I wish you'd see more of him. Like, he's just how badass he is.
Oh, what's up? We got Lord Commander just hit the chat. What's up, Alicia Kingston, and also the one and only, the lovely herself, living my Rhapsody. Welcome, welcome. So glad you're here. My brother from another mother just popped in. JD, what's good, brother? Good to see you. Good to see you. Got some work to do. I hear you out there making your book. You guys make sure you get over there, pop in and out to JD's channel. Get over there and sub him. He's got a couple books in the works, and he's dropping them and actually playing for you. So make sure you get over there and check those out. You will be entertained. Got everybody coming. Think Jamie was pretty hot after he cut off his Prince Charming hair. What's up? Did the ladies like Jamie with the short hair or long hair? Which way did he look better out there, ladies? I don't know. I can't judge that one. I don't know which one.
Was that the Lord Farquaad hair?
Lord Farquaad. Exactly. That was just crazy. Oh, yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, at least he came with the times and did cut it off for a while. But, I mean, I get it when he had the long, fluffy hair because he was supposed to look just like Cersei, basically. Like, they were supposed to look so much like twins growing up that nobody could tell them apart, so especially when they were way younger. So they kind of had to do that. I get that. Do you think Dany could have stopped Drogo from killing her brother Viserys if she wanted to? Like, if she would have said stop, you think Drogo would have stopped, or was he threatened his baby and that was game over for him no matter what?
Yeah, I don't think she might be in control of some of like the Dothraki, but not him. Like, he'll listen, he'll take her advice, but no, like that's his kid's under threat now. Like, man, she can't stop him from that. No way.
Like, if she stopped in front of everybody, she'd be like, he really in front of everybody's like, this just ain't happening. Like, he's a dead man.
Yeah.
I was all wondering. I was like, if she really wanted to just like put a stop to it, did she even have a choice about saving her brother at that point in time? Nope. What do you think about that, chat? Could she have stopped Drogo from killing Viserys, or was Viserys just game over no matter what? I think that's a pretty good question. It's like I think I'm with you. I don't think she was stopping shit. I think he's like, you just threatened my baby, you are gone. But Khaleesi Power, who knows? What was your biggest plot or storyline in the show? Like, they seem to make a pretty big deal, like with Illyrio, and he was such a big part of it in the beginning, and then he just kind of poof out of nowhere. Like, I don't know, is that just, I mean, I guess you could say he'd ran his line, but it seemed like he had a lot more to do and bigger things coming, and then we just didn't hear from Illyrio anymore. That kind of bugged me. Was there one like that for you in the show?
We're excluding the obvious, right? Like we don't count Dorne at all when that question that gets asked. It's just
I mean, if you want to go there, but yeah, I just try to even forget that Dorne existed in the show.
I have to mention it because otherwise people are just gonna blow up the chat. Like, you didn't say this. You didn't say Dorne, obviously.
Once my man got stabbed in the back with a pocket knife and died, I just kind of forget that even happened. We concentrate on the positive.
Yeah. I gotta think of a good one. I'm trying to think of a good one. Like, I like Brienne's story. Like, she kind of meets a lot of people. You don't really get that in this show, where she's the one that discovered. Like, you kind of learn a lot about Westeros from her perspective.
Oh, Feast of Crows is all about it. A third of the damn book.
Yeah. So I'm probably just saying that because I'm in that book right now, but yeah, that's a big one. Like, like we have been talking Nimble Dick and stuff, and she's the one that meets the Septum dude and that whole congregation and stuff that lives where downriver or whatever, and whatever where the Hound's grave digging at, I guess. Yeah, she's the one that introduces you to that. She's the one that introduces you to like Sam's dad, the Tarleys. A lot of it is from her perspective, and you get to see how much of a dick Sam's dad is.
Randall Tarley is, yeah.
And
that's not through Sam's eyes, absolutely. Yeah, that's all, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you get that, like, he does say some stuff at the Night's Watch, like, my dad said, he sent me up there, he said he was going to kill me or whatever, all that. But Brienne, like, she goes and meets him, and he just treats her like an asshole. Like, the whole time. He's like, I don't trust this dude or whatever. Like, you're not sleeping in here. Get out of here.
Oh, well, you can't. In those days, I mean, a woman on the road really couldn't trust anybody.
Yeah, so that's one I kind of I would have liked to seen, but you got some of it in the story.
We got Bubba Husky saying Yorn's actor should have been Nimble Dick instead. That would have been awesome. We got Bridge 4 out there saying she did not know if she had enough words, yet when she was done, Khal Drogo spoke a few brusque sentences in Dothraki, and she knew he understood. Dany told him to kill Viserys, he thinks. I never looked at it that way. That's kind of crazy. I like that. Septashana Secret says, Brienne and Jamie do kind of get robbed in the show. You're right, absolutely. JSS, I still want to know the whole story about the guy in the box that Lord Varys was keeping. Whatever happened to him? Yeah. Where's the man in the box? What's up with the
What's in the box?
What's in the box? Did he get gnarly on that dude? Did he like go freaking what's his face on him? I mean, I can't.
Yeah, he's got. There are fates worse than death. Like that's got to be one.
I mean, did he leave him with old boy and let him get down on him? I mean, that would be pretty sick. Look at me now. I got a total mind block.
There you go.
It does happen.
Oh, I'm telling you, it does happen. Maybe it's contagious. He's been speaking to me too long. You don't know what's going on in the world.
Oh, Vargo Hote's fate. There you go. I mean, yeah, that's basically what happened to the man in the box, probably. But I don't know. I think Varys took him down to the Black Cells and is just doing Varys type things down in the dark. I think he's getting gnarly with it.
What about that whole storyline? Like the Brave Companions. That's another one. You don't get any of them.
Nope, you don't get any of that. Jenny Coldstone says, are Varys or Tyrion Targaryens? I believe Tyrion is a Targaryen. I believe Varys is a Blackfire.
Shit, that's what we should have done today. Damn it. Should have done everybody's a Targaryen. And I'll just say, people, you tell me We don't got nothing next week. That's
what
we're doing. If we don't got nothing. If you don't have something specific, we're doing that. I want DJ to. I'm just gonna name random characters. DJ's gonna do some research, and he's gonna tell me how this person could be a Targaryen.
Break it down. I'm telling you, like Davos. Absolutely, Davos is a Targaryen. What's Varys up to with Tyrick Lannister? I don't know. I don't think Varys took Tyrick. I don't know. Who did take Tyrick? I mean, he got snatched up when they did the whole mob scene with Joffrey and throwing cow pies at him. But I would say it's more Littlefinger that snatches him up, kind of as another piece to his puzzle. I don't think Varys does that. Varys takes his little birds for whole different things. I don't think he's snipping Tyrick's tongue out to make him a little bird. You have any opinions on that one, Andy?
I didn't even know what you were talking about until you explained it, so I have no opinion. I
wasn't you know who we're talking about, though? Tyrick Lannister.
Yeah. Now I know you said it, so I'm like, oh yeah, that did happen. I haven't thought about that in 2 years. Yeah, I don't know. No opinion.
Shayna says in the books, Varys has junk. Clan filters, not eunuchs. Littlefinger's boys know about the riot, so yeah, I definitely would say Littlefinger took him. Absolutely. That's right. I'm a Targ, you're a Targ, he's a Targ, she's a Targ. What's up, Moni G? Targ. Targs all day. We got the dragons. Why wouldn't you want the family with the dragons? Represent. Are you kidding me? If I had a chance to ride a dragon, that's all day. Just call medals.
Hold on. That's a good question. If you could be a house, like you get that house's ability, like let's say you are, you get to pick the prime heir, so you get to ride a dragon if you're a Targaryen, like what they're known for.
Game over. That's it.
Let's say some other houses and what they can do. Like Starks can warg and stuff, and Green Sea, which we all know that's what I'm gonna do. I love time travel too much, so that's not gonna be mine. Definitely doing that. But what are some other ones? Can you name anybody else that like?
Howland Reed's like a water wizard, so I mean he's doing some cool stuff. You could be House White Walker and like make the snow and ice dance and do crazy stuff with snow. That'd be pretty tight.
Yeah, the Martells, lots of loving. That's a good one. so you just be like the. That's a good one. Thinking.
I mean, if you're a man, like, can you breathe underwater?
I don't know. Is there a history of it? It's got to be like stories.
Well, I mean, they're mermen.
Okay, then. Okay.
And they say that they have webbed features.
There you go. So let's just assume you can be a merman. But you got to be like, you can't breathe underwater. You're a mammal still, so you got to go above water.
What? What's the point of that? Children of the Forest. There you go. House Children of the Forest. They got lots of crazy magic. I like that, Jenny Goldstones. Absolutely. I was thinking the Giants just because, just mob all day.
Yeah, but true.
House Giant, just get it.
I'm telling you, if you can time travel as a Stark, so that's what I'm choosing.
I was waiting for somebody to say that. Bridge 4 just said House Dane, sort of the morning, just to get Dawn.
Yeah, that's true. A Lannister for richness. What do you get as a Baratheon? Like
you can just beat the hell out of everybody else.
All right, so you're like a warlord.
You're an awesome warrior.
All right, so the best thing about Baratheon.
You can just whip his ass.
What about like Tyrells? What's the best thing about a Tyrell? You probably smell nice. That's probably a big. That's a big thing in that time frame. That's a big thing in that time frame.
Well, you just say you come out roses. Everything you do just comes out roses.
Yeah, they're very skilled at stuff.
Everything they do, they win at. Amanda Kane says she wants to be a kraken in the sea with multiple ways to slap shit. Oh, that's awesome.
Could you imagine an octopus cat? Like, cat slapping the shit out of everything. Octopus cat, most dangerous predator in the world. No,
Moni G says Baratheons are horny. We got Septuagint Secrets, House Piper, Pink Maidens. Nothing wrong with that. I love it. I am of the night. Drinks and no things. Being a first Baratheon would be cool, but give me my dragons. Blow fire on them. They'd be gone. Who lived in Skagos? Get to ride a unicorn.
Wait, could you like choose the faceless man? You could just be a house faceless man and change faces. That'd be a pretty cool one too.
House Black and White. That'd be pretty tight. Absolutely. Elena Tyrell is my favorite character. You can never go wrong hanging with the Queen of Thorns. She is definitely one of the greatest.
Yeah, she's pretty legit.
Are we about to talk about Darkstar? We had a Darkstar stream. Well, I'll definitely be bringing back some more Darkstar streams. I love Darkstar.
Yeah,
like, so much more to that character that has not been let out yet.
Yeah, and I wanted to bring him up like because there's so many theories that can be about him because you know so little, but he definitely has some importance. It gets brought up, but yeah, he's a badass.
Bubba Husky says he only uses children who haven't learned to read, kind of like the Crew of the Silence. I thought he did teach kids to read.
No, he does, right? I think Varys does teach him to read, but not in like a normal language. Like he does his own language.
How would they be able to read all the notes? Because he told them to leave all the jewels and gold and just read the notes and papers.
Yeah, well, he would make them like he does cut their tongues out, right? They can't speak.
Right, and he does do that.
So, and I think he teaches them a different language, like a made-up language. All those kids are going around writing in Pig Latin, and he's the only one that can decipher Igpe Attenland. But no, I'm pretty sure that's what's going on. What happens with them?
House Crane used to be type 2 skin changer. Oh, shit. So, sorry about that. So you don't, we kind of talked about it, but what would you say your biggest drop storyline or biggest drop plot or storyline in the show was?
I liked Brienne's, where you got to learn about Westeros through Brienne's eyes.
Yeah, that was a good one. I like that. And then what did we figure out about there must always be a Stark in Winterfell? Those are just words. That doesn't really mean anything. Like the fact that they left and there's not any Starks in Winterfell. Like what if they all die in war and the Starks,
what if that was just a phrase that had to be said? Like maybe a situation arose where there wasn't going to be a Stark there, and someone from like a brand said he knew that like this situation had to arise in a certain way, and someone only made that decision because of that phrase, right? There must always be a Stark in Winterfell, so maybe that leaves someone behind. But I kind of liked your theory about everybody going off and dying, and where it was or was that you, or was that Bridges, where everybody goes off and dies, and they don't want to bail the Bard situation again. So that's like the phrase there must always be a Stark at Winterfell. Remember us talking about that last week or a couple weeks ago?
Mm-mm. I digress. I do not remember that one.
Well, someone brought up it's like it was pretty good. It was.
We were talking about that. Yeah. I remember the Bill of the Bard.
So if everybody went off in war and died, and that just left like now this bastard that's not truly a Stark, right? He basically continues the Stark line, and so that doesn't happen again. The phrase comes, "There must always be a Stark at Winterfell." So then there's always a surviving Stark to hold Winterfell.
Yeah. You think
so is Bridge.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it must have been Bridge.
Yeah, he claimed it in the chat. My terrible explanation of it, I'm sure. But go back and watch 2 weeks ago stream if you didn't get it.
He said, "Bring it back." So what's going on with Mira? Is she gonna come back and maybe hook up with Bran, or is she just gonna be hanging out in the swamp with her family from here on out? I mean, what happens from here on out with Mira? Do you think? You think she stays in the Neck, or does she come to King's Landing to see what's up with Bran and see if there's really something there?
No, she's probably pissed at Bran, right?
Well, of
You
course.
broke her arm. Hey, she ain't coming back to him. Get the heck out of here.
Time
And he
heals
didn't-
all wounds, though. Like, she might have been like, okay, I was mad, you were a little upset, I get it now. But I mean, all of a sudden, he said I can't be Lord of anything, and now all of a sudden he's Lord of the Six Kingdoms. So maybe everything he said wasn't true, and I don't know. Maybe she figures that out over time and goes back. You don't think she ever goes back to see him?
Well, I'm sure she goes back to see him. He's the freaking king, and she's like, well, she's one of the major houses there, so she's got to see him at some point. But I don't know. Maybe she is. Like, sometimes women make bad decisions, and men, I don't know. Like, Mira has some guy back out, and then
The swamp woods.
in the swamps. Like, why do you keep talking about this Bran? Like, I'm so good to you. I love you. I'll do anything for you. And Bran left you. Why do you want to go back to him? And then Mira's like, I told you, we're just friends. I gotta go see King Bran. Like, I don't know, honestly.
Oh, what's up? Peter Griffin just hit the chat. I see you out there, buddy. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, I don't know. That's just insane. How do they even have a king that's not even from that kingdom anymore? I mean, how does that even work? Like, you're our king and you're not even from the six kingdoms? That yeah, I don't know. I think
North got a great deal out of that bad boy. Right? Like, we still have a shot to be king of your kingdom, but we're not a part of it. That's legit.
Peter Griffin says, I blame Mira for most of Hodor. She used her charms and manipulated Bran into warging into Hodor and later forced Hodor to hold the door. I said that too. Right after that, my video recap, I blame Mira totally. I was like, she wanted to make sure she got away all safe and made Hodor just die. I was like, how is that cool? Hold the door. You stay there and die so we can run away and be safe. Like, what? How is that okay?
It's inevitable to happen. It always happens.
Nah, she made it happen. It's all her fault. Blame Mira. It is always blame Mira. Yeah, there's no way. Bran, I mean, King's Landing falls and they get a new king. I mean, Bran has no army. There's nobody to hold him down. He gets killed and they bring a new king from their own kingdom. Or they just all break into 6 different kingdoms. But how in the hell does Bran hold anything? I don't think it's possible. Is it?
I don't know. Yeah, I think Bran's probably really is the best king if you think about it. Nobody could lie to him. He'd be like, just give me a minute. You'd have to have a big conspiracy all happen instantaneously to take down Bran.
If you're going after Bran, you would. You know, like, he's going to know, like, right afterwards. So it's like, we got to come from here and just do it. And, I mean, Bran doesn't see all things at the same time. So Bran would have to be focused on that for it to really know it was coming.
Yeah, but you don't think every bit of information he gets, he verifies? Shit, if I was king and I could see everything and anything, I would do that. I actually spent too much time, like, peeping Tommen, but I would definitely be, if someone was telling me some information, I would definitely check up on it. Like, oh, yeah, this is what's happening up north. I'd be like, oh, okay, let me go check on that real quick. And I don't know. I think he's the best option for king, really, in this kind of messed up world. If you really wanted to break the wheel, right, this cycle of people or flipping over the game, like the board, flipping over the Game of Thrones, he's the perfect person because you can't really you couldn't really lie him. You can't play the game against him because he can see what you're going to do. So, I don't know. I like him as king, honestly. I didn't like it at first, but then the more I thought about it, I'm like, man, logically speaking, that's a brilliant choice.
Yeah, but, I mean, kings need to be somewhat feared, and I just don't see anybody fearing Bran the Broken.
Really? Like, people are scared of Littlefinger. Littlefinger can't do shit to you. He has information. That's what's scary about Littlefinger.
Were people scared of Littlefinger? Because it seemed like everybody just punked Littlefinger. It didn't seem like anybody was scared of Littlefinger to me. Littlefinger could have done some devious shit and went behind their backs and got him in the end, but I don't think anybody was scared of Littlefinger.
I think some people were scared of Littlefinger, for sure.
I mean,
Like,
they probably respected him. Like, his hordes respected him because he was their boss or whatever, the king pimp in there. But like, who do you think was scared of Littlefinger?
I think more people were scared of Littlefinger than you think. Like, people that know that he has secrets, like he has all this information, people don't want their secrets out. Like, I think that even Cersei would be scared of Littlefinger, like in reality. But I just say, like, information is a much more dangerous thing. People are coerced all the time with just information. Like, I have this information about you. If you don't do what I say, I'm going to put this information out there. That's a scary thing to people, especially if like people are cheating on their spouses and stuff. Like, that would be
Information's power for sure. I mean, yeah, somebody's been stealing from their boss for a long time or anything like that. Yeah, but yeah, I think there's just back then, people lived by the sword and everybody knew they could whoop Littlefinger's ass real quick. So I think they were too dumb to be thinking like this guy could hurt me in the long run because he knows things. It's like they're like, man, you get out of line and I'm gonna knock you on your ass, type of thing.
yeah, but he's a warg too, so he does have power.
Littlefinger?
No,
Bran. Yeah,
so
yeah,
he does, because someone put in the chat something up. Okay, it's Bridge. He put in that people were scared of Brandon Rivers when he was Hand, and I thought, well, yeah, but he could fight a little, right?
He could fight a lot. He was a badass.
So, but he could also warg animals, and right, like he made it rain arrows, like we were talking about. Let's not go back there. No, but if you could warg stuff, if I could warg like a bear, people are scared of that bear, and then I'll just warg the next thing. Maybe I'll, like, you're a baker, and I just warg birds and shit on your pies all day. Like, that's a scary thing. Financially break me. I'm saying
You're just known as the bird shit pie man.
Like, if I can be this creative, someone with all the information and all the time in the world could think of some devious shit to do with animals. Like, maybe I warg a flea and go get the plague and then bring it into the city and like start giving people the bloody flux. Like, it's a dangerous thing, and then I just take credit for it. So you could be devious.
Yeah. Absolutely, you could get sick with it. I mean, that's taking it to an entire other level. But
I'm just saying, like, you could. That would be scary. I would be scared if someone could see whatever I was doing.
You just know if you mess with Bran, you're gonna be dealing with bird shit pies. That's messed up.
Yeah, like this baker was talking shit about me, saying I'm weak. Watch this. The first day he's like, bad luck. Like, but every day everybody would be like, hey, birds keep shitting on this dude's pies. Do not get his pies. Like, I saw him wipe it off one of them. He sent it to the sniffs down the
street. Okay, yeah, that's Jenny Coldstones wants to know, do you think the White Walkers are really gone or just the ones the Night King turned?
No, I think it's a cyclical thing. I don't even think you can kill them. Like, I think it just happens that way.
You think just this round is banished and there'll be more coming, or they went to sleep or dissolved into the snow and they'll be back?
Yeah, they got to come back, I think. Because like we were saying, it happens every couple thousand years. There's books about it, but there's books about people defeating the White Walkers. So that means this has happened before.
Yeah, 100%. You already know I believe that. But yeah, so I think that 100%. I think, yeah, maybe the ones the Night King killed right there, and all the ones in the first mile vicinity, all those people might have fallen. But I think there'll just be another Night King that rises and just basically can start the whole thing over again. That's probably why there weren't just millions of dead people basically roaming the earth this whole time. Because basically you kill one Night King, it's just like a vampire. You kill him, everybody he turned dies. So now basically a few years later, another Night King rises, and he starts turning and raising all the dead and turning everybody again. So yeah, it's the cycle that keeps going round and round. What's that?
What if it's like all Craster's kids? Like there's just this cycle. They freeze one of Craster's kids, and that's going to be the Night King 2,000 years later.
Yeah, they're probably all at like ice castles, just learning how to be king way up in the north, just getting it down. The land's always winter. They probably got a little ice teacher up there. She was like the old queen. And she's like, now she's like the old man teaching them how to get down, and yep, one by one they become king. I mean, they got to be doing something with all those babies that they're taking. And I don't think when you kill one Night's King that all of Craster's boys die. I think they just keep recycling or regenerating or something. But what's going to happen now that Craster's? What happens now that Craster's dead, though?
Well, they got 99 Crashers kids. Let's assume that they have at least half of them, or let's go 50 of them. So you have 100,000 years worth of Crashers kids to keep having Night Kings. It's like if you have a viability of 50%, so 50 kids, or like that's even if it's 2,000, you have enough time to. Like maybe it takes like 2,000 years for it to grow. Like it's an iceberg, right? Like you're making an iceberg kid. So it's just a baby, for a couple hundred years. And then it just grows up and then it becomes the Night King. And it just moves slow like ice. And it's an iceberg. It takes that long to grow.
There you go. So like Moni G's asking, baby Sam is going to be the next Ice King?
There you go.
I mean,
that's why he's never aged. Holy shit. We just brought that full circle.
Oh yeah, what's up? We got a legend in the chat. I see Spots. Welcome, good to see you out there, buddy. Thought Littlefinger kept a low profile in Aqua's persona so as not to be noticed or feared. People didn't fear him because most dismissed him. Other than that, few like Varys who knew the real Littlefinger. 100% absolutely. Yeah, he's rolling low profile, but he's definitely not rolling so low anymore. He's trying to be King Baller up in the Vale, and he is gonna either fail or he's going to own half of Westeros. That's going to be an interesting one. See how that all pans out. You think Littlefinger dies sometime soon, or does he get most of his plan up to fruition? Because he is doing up things up in the Vale right now in the books.
Yeah, he's mastermind shit, taking advantage of everybody.
And he's getting all the food. I mean, if it does come down to a long winter, now if it's something like in the books where it lasts a night, I mean, it's all for naught, but we know that's not going to happen in the books. And he's hoarding he won't let anybody sell any food. He's hoarding all the food. So that alone is.
Yep. And then he's got good manipulation on Sweet Robin, even because right now he has control of Sansa, right? And Sweet Robin only listens to Sansa. He doesn't. He's kind of got control of everything up there. I don't know if he's going to die. Like, he's definitely not going to die like in this show. But man, it would be kind of nice to see him die and just see if he could like weasel things. Like everything turns out all right, but then there's still Littlefinger alive, messing everything up after the end of the story. Like you're like, damn, now there's still going to be chaos because he's still out there. I don't know. I don't know how he's going to die, honestly, but it's probably very likely that he dies.
You don't think he gets tossed through the moon door? They're not going to make the small man fly?
Could. I don't think he's going to. I'm not going to make definitive things. I can't do that. It's possible, but I don't think so.
I think that Sweet Robin's going to come to fruition, and it's not going to be Tyrion. It's going to be Littlefinger. I want to see the small man fly, mommy. And he's going to fly just like Liza did right out that door. I think it'd be too fitting. I think it has to be. I don't know. I 100% think Littlefinger's going out the moon door. What's up, chat? How do you think Littlefinger's going to die in the books? How does Littlefinger go down in the books? What if Sansa pushes him through the moon door, says Jenny Coldstones? Yep, absolutely. I don't think it's going to be Sansa, though. Maybe Sansa will get somebody like Harry the Heir to do it. That would be kind of cold. Like Sansa starts going Littlefinger on people in the Vale, and it's Sansa that starts manipulating people. Like, because Sansa already knows all the pieces of the puzzle. She sees everything that Littlefinger's doing. Like, she could absolutely have Littlefinger tossed out and then become Queen of the Vale or the Eyrie, basically, and basically rule the East instead of the North. That'd be kind of crazy. You think there's anything like that could happen?
I mean, that's definitely possible because she is observing everything. And Littlefinger's kind of weak in that aspect, kind of like in the show where he says, if you know what somebody wants, you can predict their actions or whatever. She can see. So wouldn't the inverse be true too. If you see someone's all their actions, you could predict what they want. So I don't know. I think he underestimates her. So she's definitely there she could take control of that if Littlefinger goes out. And they show how smart she is in the book. She's the smartest person on planet She had it all figured out.
Oh, it's getting so low, but we're going to do it. Moni says, what are we drinking? So we weren't drinking yet, but now we're breaking out the Open Bay Reserve, the Night's Watch. Let's get it in. We're going to do a house whiskey. We're staying in the north right now. Keep it.
How is this one? How does that one taste?
This one is my absolute favorite out of all of them. Out of all 9 flavors, this is my favorite. I think it's by far the best. That's why it's almost gone. And like all the other ones, I can get all of them except for this and the House Tyrell. Those 2 are like, yeah. If you want to pay $400 a bottle, you can get them.
Are those the best tasting? Those 2?
By far. House Lannister's up there too, and House Stark is good, but those are the 4 best.
But isn't that from like a main?
Diageo did it.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, they're like the big boys of whiskey.
So I could just get that thing with a different label on it, right?
You could get that. You could get that brand. You could get a Cliniche. You could get an Open Bay Reserve. You can get all the different brands, but you can't get one of these.
Yeah, but I could get what's in the bottle.
No, that's what I'm saying. You can't get. It's not like the juice, and I'm just paying for the tube. Like that's a special bottling, and it's gone. Like once it's gone, it's gone. So they had a certain amount of cask. They bottled them up, and once they're out, they're out.
But I mean, I could get ones that were done exactly the same, just in different barrels. That's my question. Like,
right, that's what I'm saying though. But you could get a Cliniche. It would not be this flavor Cliniche. Like Cliniche has multiple flavors that come out of different barrels every time they do it. But no, you could not get this flavor. It's gone forever. This was like a one-off deal. So there's they have Open Bay, but they don't have this Open Bay Reserve. Like you can't ever get that. You can get the Little Bay, you can get the Open Bay 14, but they'll never have the Open Bay Reserve. Like it's just a one-time thing. Oh my God! Tell me what I just saw. Timo 30 just hit the chat. What's up, girl? How have you been? We always miss you. Good to see you out there. Hello. Timo and IC Spot. Dude, when I first came in, I mean, you guys don't even know. When I first came in and started seeing stuff, and it was like Phil the Issues guy, and I mean, all these chats I went into, there was like every live chat you went into, you knew there was going to be 3 names in it. No matter what time of day or whose chat it was, what was going on, if there was a live chat out there, you were going to see 3 names. Timo 30, IC Spots, and back then it was just DA for David Adams. You knew that one of those 3 were going to be out there. So to have all 3 in the chat at one time, a man is humble. That is sweet. Old school.
That's it. Oh, so I guess what I said at the beginning, the saddest part, right? The community going away.
Oh, never let it go. No way. Never say die. Never say die.
Interesting.
But now, Timo, I wish I could. If a miracle happens, I will. But I'm going down to Vegas, so I won't be making the con, even though I would really, really love to go, especially this year. But if I can make a miracle happen, I will. But yeah, all my money, energy, and time is heading to Vegas pretty much right before it, like pretty much a week, 2 weeks before it. Because I think the con's like July 7th, right?
You know, if you lose right away, you could probably make it.
There you go. If I lose all my money and I'm just getting like my ass kicked on every table and I just feel like there's just no winning, it's not my time, and why waste another penny? Maybe instead of coming home, we'll just get tickets to Tennessee and head out there. I'm sure we'll find a hotel somewhere.
I actually know someone that'll offer you a room.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I've heard of a guy. There's a guy that's pretty generous. That would be hilarious. Like nobody says anything. Everybody's like, no. And then he gets there and he's got like 20 people. Hey, you said I could crash. You said I could crash. And he's got like 25 people staying in his room. I would be crying. Hey, look, it's right there. It just came up again. My room was open.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be awesome. Yep, exactly. Drinks and no things. If I lose, maybe I really win. Because if I lose and then I can't do it, then I'll be like, yep. Because yeah, if I bounce out before the main, I'm not gonna stay any longer. I'll leave. I'll be too irritated. I won't be able to stay. So yeah, that would be awesome. Because man, for the finale, I mean, they might do another one, but this is like the big one. The show just ended. It's like if you were gonna go to con, this is 100% the one you want to go to. I am so jealous, so jelly of you guys.
Yep. Or when the new book comes out. What if they announced that at the con? That would be legit. Like, oh, you can buy it here right now. That would be amazing.
Yeah, but I don't think they do that for the con.
Don't
do that for Song of Ice and Fire. They're not going to do it.
Don't ruin it for me. I like to have these happy thoughts on like what could happen. Don't ruin it for me. That would be amazing.
That would be amazing. I just don't see it. But it can. It absolutely could. You never know. But yeah, con is going to be just bonkers off the wall, just so legit. It's going to be so awesome. So jealous for each and every one of you guys. You guys better have those cell phones like full charge and be taking plenty and more of video.
I wish I could go to the con, but I have to take my daughter to nerd camp that weekend, so I can't make it.
Little ones always come first. Always got to take care of the fam. But yeah, it's going to be nuts. Speaking of nuts, what's going down in Marine over there now that what's going to happen now that Danny's gone once word gets out that the Mother of Dragons is dead? Anything decent happen in Marine, or does it just go to hell, or does Dario bounce out, or is he like, screw it, I'm king now, that's that, and what are you going to do about it? What goes down over there?
Yeah, I mean, why not? Why not? If you're Dario, why not take over, right? And then you'd probably let slavery back in, right? Because you probably couldn't hold off Slaver's Bay without the dragons. Now they know that you don't have dragons anymore. You kind of don't have that power. You're just like, well, I'm going to be king of Marine, and you guys can have your slavery again. So... and that way I'm still king. I mean, that's what's probably going to happen.
What about in the books? Do you think if Danny comes back and if Danny comes back, which obviously, I think she's gonna, do you think that she really brings the whole Dothraki army with her and the Unsullied? Or does she just come over with like some of them?
No, she's going to come over with all of them, right? She don't care about Essos.
So do you think she brings Dario and the Stormcrows with her as well?
Probably. Yeah, I think everybody's coming. If you're her, right, you got to bring everybody.
Second Sons, just going to try to get them all over and bring them, huh? Like even the ones she defeats, maybe even try to conquer them and bringing them on the side. That would be ridiculous. She'd have 3 soldiers for every person in Westeros at that point.
So, and the thing is, well, maybe she's going to try to conquer the world. That would be legit, too. Like, I am going to make it the 57 kingdoms. And I'm going to rule from Westeros, wherever, King's Landing.
That's my thing is Tyrion said maybe you should try wanting something different. And, I mean, this is something different. So why does he get so mad about it? I mean, he said maybe you should try something different. She's like, oh, if I want a proper fool, I'll get one. He's like, I'm not entirely joking. So now here she is. Okay, you're not entirely joking. I'm going to try something else. And he gets mad and throws away his hand for it. That seems kind of
silly. Trying something. Like I could say my daughter's like, hey, the volume button won't work. And then I realize she's pressing the channel change button. I say, well, maybe try something different. If she chucks the thing at the TV, that's not an appropriate response. That is technically something different, but that's something I'm going to be mad about. That's not a good. That's not different. That's not what I was talking about. That's what Danny did. Tyrion's over there like, what are you doing? You're losing. You don't flip over the board. Like, you were even winning. You're like, I got this. Flip over the board. Kill everybody. That is something different, but not an appropriate different.
Of course, Timo, anything that has to do with you, whatever you need to do, of course, any day, all day. My channel's your channel, girl. You know that. Whatever you want, whatever you need, hit the plug. Everybody, whatever Timo's doing, check it out because you know it's going to be legit. Get my girl to the con, help out if that's what it's all about. Because she is an absolute legend in the community, just like everybody in our chat. We do have, like, our whole chat is just lit with legends. I don't even see one that's not. You guys are just superstars. Even the new and up-and-coming ones, like in the last year, a.k.a. Bubba Husky, one of the funniest bastards out there.
So you should get more ridiculous people. I realize I'm too ridiculous already, but we need, like, I want a ridiculous stream with just, like, people that –
like a Peter Griffin, Bubba Husky, Kev from Bridgeport, just come up with just off-the-wall random
like insane shit. Like, for instance, like how Bran could terrorize King's Landing in Part Fear. Like, I want more. I want a stream of that type of insanity almost. Just to throw off your channel with its all structuredness.
Hey, if that's what happens, that's what it takes. We will get down. What's up? I see Timo Lisi. Shameless plug. Help me get to the con to meet these beautiful people. Jamie Lannister. Oh my God, that's right. Jamie's going to be there. You have to go, Timo. And for an early birthday, please donate whatever you can. It will make a difference. And check out that PayPal, people, if you can, please. Help my girl out there. Get her to the con. Check it out. Check it out. Make sure you post that a couple times throughout the night. People coming in and out see that, Timo. Absolutely. That is so awesome. We have the most amazing community out there. Have you seen how many people have been getting helped out and been getting tickets, and people are getting flown in from across the water and other countries, and our community is just totally coming together to help people out. It's amazing. You guys are just the best of the best. Moni G says it all right there. You are the superstars. Not us, you in the chat. You guys are awesome. And this community is amazing.
The mountain was in my hometown. Just he's like doing the strongman competition in where I'm from. Yeah.
Oh, I would have had to buy that Funko and had him sign it right there. Are you kidding me? Go get it. That's awesome. Zombie Mountain Funko. Will you sign this?
Well, I'm not even there. Like, I'm not in my hometown. He just happened to be there. I was like, oh, babe, we should go down. I'm telling my wife, like, hey, we should go down there. And then she's like, no, you're an idiot. Why would you go down there? I'm like, well, we could visit my family. She's like, yeah, but you wouldn't. Like, you're not going to go down there to visit your family. You're going to go down there to see some Game of Thrones character do a strongman competition. So, yeah, I thought about it, but I think my brother has a picture with him or something.
That's awesome.
I'll have to post it.
I'm not big on autographs, but that'd be the third one I'd want. Got one, got the Ninth King. If I was going to get another one, let it be my third favorite. Let it be the Mountain. That'd be awesome. Yeah, Timo, if you're going to get to con, I mean, you have to get there. With Jamie Lannister, your number one boo, you've been hanging and holding for him this whole time. You got to let him know. Everybody talked bad about you, but I had your back from day one. Jump Street. That is awesome. Who's going to be holding down all these empty castles now? We kind of talked about that a couple weeks ago, but like, who's going to be on Dragonstone now? Who gets to hold that castle down? Like, technically, who does that even belong to right now?
That belongs to, well, shit. Who's a Targaryen? I don't know. I don't even know who would have Dragonstone.
Fandom D Saint just hit the chat. What's up, brother? Good to see you out there. Good to see you. What's up, chat? Who holds down Dragonstone right now? Who technically is, like, if Dany's dead, who technically holds down Dragonstone?
Try to think of somebody that doesn't have a house, who doesn't have like a maid. Who would they give one to? Like, that supported them, and they're like, oh, well, you can have this great big castle.
But it's Bran, and Bran doesn't even have an army, and he's not even from the Six Kingdoms. So who would he give a big castle trump to? Trump card.
You would want it like someone to protect you, though. Like, they could be efficient with ships, right? Because it's right in your cove. Or like
you already gave the Manderleys the Mander in the White Fork. So maybe an offshoot in the Manderleys, because it seems like their house is.
No, you want. I know who it is. It's Davos's family. You're gonna give that to Davos.
Wow, you think Davos?
Yeah, he's now one of your people. That place.
That's their ships, but
yeah, but I'm telling you, that's who's gonna have it, Davos.
I like it, but wow. I mean, yeah, he's been there, he's lived there, he knows it. It's like, I suppose that's insane. That's one of my other questions is like, who is paying Davos this whole time? Because he's supposed to be like Stannis' right hand man. Stannis gets got, and Davos is like just kind of hangs on and leeches onto Jon Snow. Is like, does he pick up a paycheck? Like, who's paying Maria and all the kids for his other couple boys? Like, who's picking up that tab?
I think Davos is like the real personification of what Varys says he is. Like, Davos is actually doing it for the people. He wants to kind of fix the world, do what's right. And, you know, he's going to help whoever that he believes is going to do the right thing. So, yeah, I don't know who's
Davos works for free.
Yeah, he must be working for free.
No, he's got to be sending some money back to Maria. I mean, they legitimized him and gave him a name, and so his wife's back home, like claiming props left and right. Somebody's got to be sending in money for that to keep happening, or that's not going to keep happening.
Yep.
Or did Stannis just give him a name, and Stannis really didn't have much money, so they just never had much money coming in the first place, and they're still just living poor. They just have a good name now.
I don't know. Not all of them are rich, so like not all knights and stuff or houses are rich. Some of them are legit poor, so you just got a name.
Maybe since he's the ultimate smuggler, when he got that big loan from the Iron Bank, he made sure he smuggled some back to his wife. I mean, if you're your number one smuggler on the planet, wouldn't you make sure you got some?
Well, like, are you the number one thief? You're a smuggler. Like that. A smuggler is different than like a thief, though. A smuggler,
he's stealing it. He's earned it. I mean, he's Stannis' right hand man. He's like, hey, I've been holding it down for a minute. I done gave up my finger bones. It's like I've been helping you left and right. I saved your life. It's like, come on, a little something to the kitty, right? I mean,
I'll be like the finger bones. That was punishment. That was an exchange for your life. So either the fingers, you can't hold that against me.
Oh, well, that's true. Timo said it. Davos learned grammar, so I mean, there was that.
That's gonna be helpful.
Ain't that about a bitch though? You save somebody from literally death, and your thanks is getting your fingers chopped off. Thanks, buddy. Glad I came and saved your life, you dick.
Yeah, but I mean, you gotta know that that's like Stannis' thing is like justice, right?
Honor, no matter what.
Yeah, so like his justice and duty, that's his duty.
Yeah, but then Davos blew that right up in his face. He's like, hey, what happened to your duty when your brother decided to rebel against your king and you went with your brother? Where was the duty in that?
Well,
duty poopy, maybe.
I don't know. I don't know. That's the thing about like, maybe he agreed with, like, he just participated in the war by holding Dragonstone, right? Or what's it called? Yeah, whatever. So, what's their land called? Was it where the Baratheons live?
Oh, the Stormlands?
No, Storm's End.
Storm's End in the Crown Lands, I mean.
Storm's
End in the Crown Lands.
Shit, holy moly. My brain is not working tonight. It's worse than usual. I'm sorry, guys. But, yeah, so he didn't, like, play a big part, and he just held Storm's End, right? So he was kind of just being attacked.
Well, no, he attacked Storm's End. I mean, he attacked Dragonstone, took it, and then got stuck there. So he went and took Dragonstone over, then got stuck there, and basically they got surrounded, and they were getting starved out. And basically his brother just left him there to die.
Yeah, he said, hold it. And I held it.
He held it. Tooth and nail, he held it. But yeah, I don't know. I think he was like, you know what? You're my older brother, but we could just get going with you. That's just crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. That's the thing. People are hypocrites. I think that's part of the story, right? Is that people are hypocrites. We see, like, we all are principled in something, but we're all quick to drop those principles when they apply to something else. Like, we have a hierarchy in our own brain where certain rules don't apply to certain situations because we prioritize those. So, everybody does that in their own life. Like, you are not uniform. If you believe one thing, you are not uniform in your application of that. So you don't apply it to all things equally. I'm just, psychologically speaking, people don't do that generally. Everybody's like that. John's like that. Ned's like that. Every character's like that. BBM might be right. I ain't playing Witcher, but I've been playing Rust, honestly, but let's not get into that. Don't sidetrack me, BBM. Too easily sidetracked.
I'm going off the rails. Do you think John was justified in killing Danny the way he did? I mean, just because I think obviously Tyrion was just trying to save his own life. He was trying to save his ass. He knew he fucked up. He's like, you gotta kill her now. You gotta kill her now. Like, the only urgency on that was so he could be saved, so he didn't die. It's like, how did she know? We never even got to see what kind of ruler Danny would be. She pulled one thing. She told him what was going to happen. It happened, and they killed her for it. It's like, was Danny even really crazy?
Yeah, she's freaking crazy. What do you mean? Don't see? This is you. Like, you have a code, and you're going against it because it's Danny. No.
I don't think she's crazy. She killed. I mean, innocent people die in war. That's just. I mean, it's collateral damage. That's just going to happen. Innocent people are going to die. She told him what was going to happen. Cersei like dared her basically. Like, I don't think he'll do it, and so she did it. And innocent people died, and it sucks, and it was awful. But how do we know her rule wouldn't be just and good and try to be peaceful, kind of like she ruled in Marine?
She said that she wasn't. She burned a bunch of people and then said, what did she call that? Like, she said something, liberating. I liberated these people. So that is a crazy person talking, where she thinks that burning people to death is liberation. That is a crazy. And then she says she's going to liberate the rest of the world. That is crazy person
talking.
Some
tyrants and tyranny. What's wrong with that?
It's because she burning people. She could have flew up to the Red Keep without everybody laid down their stuff. That wasn't necessary. She could have burned down the whole keep, and that would have been fine. Everybody would have been like, cool, Cersei sucked anyways.
Hey, none of those people got rid of her. She knew their one true queen was out there, and not one of those people stepped up for her to help. They all went running to Cersei like, nope, you're a queen. Save me. We're with you. So, hey, they picked their side, and they died.
She manipulated them into thinking like this is a foreign person.
So are some people too stupid to live?
Yeah, I'm sure people are, but smart people are manipulated too. Like, propaganda works on everybody. That's why it works. People are easily propagandized. So that's why Cersei calls her a foreign whore, even though she was born in Seven Kingdoms. Like, and that she's gonna come and kill you. And then Cersei isn't wrong in the end. So that's another situation. Is Cersei that's a self-fulfilling prophecy that she does this?
She set it up to be right that way, though. Cersei, I mean, she did that.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, like, at this point, she won. That was all unnecessary. And people, is the death penalty the decision? Like, is that the appropriate response to every bad decision someone makes? Like, I defended my friend one time. They turned out to be in the wrong. Should I then be murdered by the other person because that person, I defended my friend who was then wrong?
If you're going to war and you're supposed to be standing up for the one side that you're supposed to be on, but your friend's on the other side and you chose a side to stick up with your friend, yeah, kind of. You chose a side. They're going to war with battle. That's that happens. That's a circumstance.
All these people saw Cersei blow up the Sept. Like, they know she will kill them all. Just if they don't follow her, that's not right. Like that's
So
not a
just that
decision
alone,
they
they should
made.
have conspired against her. I mean, they had a whole city against her. I mean, they didn't have that
Yeah,
many minister soldiers. They should have killed her, and then
it's
opened the
not
door for
right.
theirs.
It's so hard to get a revolution started, especially with no mass information. It's like they said at the beginning, like yeah, power is where people believe it resides. Like people don't want to die. It takes a whole bunch of people to be willing to die to have a revolution against somebody. Otherwise, we would have revolutions every time in the United States that there was like a new president, because half the people don't want that person and they would just have a revolution. But it doesn't work that way, because
Well, it
that
did
doesn't.
back then because it was kings and queens. It wasn't a democracy.
Yeah, but think about like Marie Antoinette and stuff, where
Exactly.
so it took her to like living her posh life. She didn't understand the low people at all, and they were all dying, right? And then she's like,
Let them eat
that's the
cake.
whole let them eat cake thing, right? Because in
Absolutely.
her life, oh, there's no bread. Well, how give them cake? Because if she
And
didn't have
then
any,
what did the people do to solve that problem?
that's what I'm saying. It took that extreme of a thing where everybody was suffering, and you were going to die either way, right? If you were going to
Yeah.
die either way, then you revolt. But that's not the case generally.
No, yeah, I'll give you that. One True David Adams says Cersei kept poking her with a stick. There's only so much people can take. Hell of a plan by Cersei, but what do you expect when someone loses everything? Very, very true. Can I say that my favorite thing about the finale is it isn't easy? Oh, Timo definitely needs a drink now. They're getting at her. John and Danny had an agreement and a bond over the right thing to do, and then he killed her. He just killed her. She helped the North and all the people. Yeah, Danny goes, helps out at great risk and loss to her, helps out the North, and then the King of the North comes back and stabs her and kills her. That is just jacked up. How is that right? How is that right in any shape or form? Because she did basically what she said she was going to do. That's just crazy.
That is right. He killed her. She deserved the death penalty. What do you mean?
No. How did she deserve? Dude, all's fair in love and war, and she was at war. What are you going to do?
Okay, and then the war is still going. She's it didn't end there. She said we're gonna go keep liberating people. All right, all's fair in love and war. John's he's still under her, and he loves her, and also he's like a war general with her. So she's continuing the war. She still loves him. He gets to kill her because that's fair. All's fair in love and war.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it definitely the blade cuts both ways, but man, that is just I don't get it. I don't get it. Oh, Bran is from a house that doesn't even belong from the Seven Kingdoms, and he's the best king in your eyes. I like it. John got sent to the wall by a king 2 kingdoms away, so basically we already knew that wasn't going to happen. Was John truly the last person, or I mean, was that really the plan? Do you think that was all just a setup? Like, yeah, John, we're sending you to the wall. Wink, wink. Have fun going north. Or do you think it was really a sentence, like he was supposed to go to the wall?
I think they knew. Like, I think everybody knew that he wasn't going to stay on the wall. I'm sure there's a significant amount of people that thought, like, okay, well, we don't even need a Night's Watch anymore. And why did they even close the gates at the end, right? That didn't make sense. Shouldn't the wildlings just be able to roam up? Like, hey,
Yeah,
we defended your kingdom. Let us through.
yeah,
That
it should
seems
just be
kind
a
of
back
shitty.
and forth.
Like, it's not going to take long between, like, those two cultures are going to separate, and they're going to develop, like, they're going to grow separately in their cultures, and then they're going to start hating each other again. So John's just dooming his kids. I feel like that you got to keep that wall open, or I would move over where it's burnt, or it's like knocked down. But see, here's me going off on a tangent again. I'm sorry. But yeah, I think that people, they kind of knew, like, you're going to go up there and you're going to become a wildling. Like, these are the people that you really get along with. Because thinking about it, even in the end, all the lords in Winterfell, he kind of irritated them. Like, they really didn't like how he went about things. So he didn't follow their rules. So even the people that were fighting for him. So the wildling. He became a wildling, really.
So that's basically, I mean, that's just it. John's 100% full on wildling now.
Yeah. He's free.
What's up? We got Nixie PX just hit. Glad to see you dropping in. Glad you came by to say hello. What's up? Our brother from another mother just got back. Good to see you back, JD. Welcome back. How come some of the White Walkers had full-on armor and some of them like were walking around in Speedos? What was that? What kind of hierarchy ranking was that shit going on?
That's different races or different. Maybe there's some wildlings up there that just have loincloths and stuff.
Wildling White Walkers?
Or maybe it's a planet. Maybe that's some of the whites from Essos, places in Essos. If they just spread out and like go everywhere.
Well, no, because we saw like the one that came after Sam's baby, or like the ones that would pick up the babies. Those were like in Speedos, but all the other White Walkers that were on horses and stuff, they had like on armor and shit.
I mean, both. I don't know. Maybe they just had to for filming purposes, like picking up the baby.
Maybe those were like the more feminine White Walkers, so they only got Speedos. That's how you knew. And then the other ones were warriors, so they got armor.
Yeah, maybe they just thought that's what looked cool.
Terry T says those were the hot-blooded walkers.
Yeah. That's like me. I would be the white. I would have a full-blown Speedo on, or I would just have my icicle hanging out. Like, I don't know.
Oh, that is so much bullshit. And I still don't understand like why Yara and the Prince of Dorne, I mean, since they were basically already on Grey Worm's side, why didn't they just nut up when they had all that power and say, yeah, we're going free too? Even after Sansa said it, like at first they had to be wowed, like, oh my God, that was a great idea. Why didn't we think of that? But why didn't they just go, well, now we're thinking of that and do the same thing? I mean, I don't see why they didn't pull the same thing right there.
Yeah. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? Right? The kingdom's split up. It's not like there's a bunch of armies that could go start fighting right now. You just say, yeah, we're not doing that either. And then what's anybody going to do? The North's not going to fight.
That's what I'm saying. The North had like 25 people left. What are they going to do to anybody? There weren't any Northern warriors. Sansa's like, maybe you should look outside these walls. That was like the biggest Littlefinger bluff of the show. Because if they would have went up there and looked on the walls, they'd have saw like 30 warriors left. What are you going to do? Did you not see our Dothraki recycled? We got them all back, baby. It's like, ain't nobody faking.
Yeah, shit.
What's up? We got House Sanchez made it to the chat. Welcome. Good to see you out there. But yeah,
I feel like the Dothraki would be useless against an army that Bran's commanding. Like, how many horses do you think he could work at once? Like, I mean, could he like Night King it and just like take over all the horses and then make them run and smash into each other?
That
like
would be
Dothraki Destruction Derby.
Make them all rear real hard at the same time and just flip back and knock them all off. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Like just go bucking Bronco and just start tossing Dothraki off left and right. They're just going nuts.
Like, you just kick them off. Like, you just kick one off at a time, right? Whoever's the cow, like, you knock him off, and people are like, oh, he can't even stay on his horse. And then
I'm the cow. Now you get them fighting each other.
Yeah, there you go. See?
Oh, Phantom Disdain says, really, don't you guys know men have been respawning out of nowhere? They have an army. I think it's just the Dothraki that can respawn. I don't think the Northern Army has that gangster move. I don't know. Did they see it? Is that what happened? The Northern armies just respawned and just kept getting bigger on the way down. They stopped in, grabbed the Serwins and a bunch of other people, and now they actually have a big army out there. The sick Reeds are out there with their pitchforks and the whole nine.
Yeah, I don't know. This is logic. We can't get into too much logic of the situation. Let's just assume
that's how it went down.
Yeah, a bunch of people survived. Not many Northern people died in the sacking of King's Landing or the burning of King's Landing. They were all on the good side. They didn't even really have to do nothing.
They're on the right side. Those are the ones that you just got to chill inside. They didn't get to them. In the very beginning of the show, all the men go hunting with King Robert. How come Bran was old enough to witness a beheading but wasn't old enough to go riding along for the hunt? Because if he would have went out hunting with them when everybody else did, he would have never seen Jamie and Cersei. He would have never got thrown out a window, and he'd still be able to walk. So isn't it kind of like King Robert's fault, or like maybe Ned's fault that he didn't let his son go hunting? He's like, he's old enough to see a kid get beheaded but not go hunting? What's up with that shit?
Well, he is pretty shit with a bow. We saw that at the beginning. Maybe that
But
was
if
the
it's still
deal.
on a
We didn't
horse.
see it. Maybe we didn't see that. He was like, hey, if you can hit the bullseye, I'll take you hunting. Like, the king's coming up, we'll take you hunting with us. And he couldn't do it. And Arya's like, yeah, I'll do it. And she shot him. He's like, you got to sell. Just saying. Oh, yeah, true. Hunting is dangerous physically. King Robert found that out. So that's true.
It can be if you try to spear a boar and miss, but I don't know. I think that's just BS. Like, and none of this would have happened, and everything would have been all hunky-dory if they would just let the little kid come out and go hunting with them. But they left them behind, and so basically it's their fault for not letting them hang out.
Yeah, but you ever have, like, any of those crazy friends, like, are freaking crazy, and you would never take your kids out with them because you don't know what kind of wild shit's going to happen? Like, I know that as a parent. I have a friend that I'm thinking of right now that I would not, like, hang out with at the same time as, like, my daughter. I would not bring her because this friend is wild. I don't know what kind of shit will happen. Like, we could all get arrested. Like, he's just one of those crazy friends. And then maybe that's how Ned sees Robert. He's like, well, I can't let my little kids hang out with him.
That's just insane. So all Ned's kids were wargs. So basically, was Ned Stark a warg? Didn't he have to be?
He doesn't have to be.
Do you think he was?
Do we have any evidence of him possibly being one?
Just the way he tripped. My only thing is the way he tripped out when he saw that direwolf south of the wall, and like that look that he gave Sir Roderick. I thought that was great. It's like there's just something there. Like, that's my wolf. I don't know. I just some kind of weird shit. But I think Ned was. I think he was a warg. But I don't think in the show that they really, other than saying his kids were wargs, I don't think they said anything. Jenny Coldstone says Ned powers were probably dormant. Moni G says, yeah, I think Ned was, at least at one time.
Yeah, but wouldn't he be like Jon and suppress him? Like, he doesn't have a pet wolf, right? So maybe he could warg, but he doesn't have a pet wolf, so it's not like he has that close connection. So he would suppress that real quick.
So you think it's the wolves that kind of brought out the warg in it and kind of helped that ability get bigger and better?
Yeah, it's like Jon's so close with Ghost, he can almost not help it, like it happening. So, but if you weren't close with an animal like that, and you started warging some crazy shit, you could push it out. You don't have that bond, so you could push it out easier.
He said, push it out. I'm not dealing with it. I'm done. I got that. Davos and Brienne are like Davos and Brienne are like the two. They're like the most honorable two on the council. It's like, what's their relationship going to be? You think they're just going to be friends and cool, or is there always just going to be kind of this stigma because he knows she killed? And is he even mad about it? Like, we kind of talked about this before.
He ain't mad. He's mad that he didn't get to kill Stannis in the end, I think.
So you think he respects her and he's actually happy that he's probably really happy because in the end it would have been hard for him to do it because of what all Stannis did for him. So he's probably happy that somebody did it, but he is happy that the deed is done.
Yeah, and if she tells him like his last words were "Go on, do your duty," like he would have been. I think that would have gave him some solace. Like, oh, okay, so. It was his duty to chop off my fingers, but he's not above his duty in the end. He says, this is your duty to kill me. So he understands he deserves to die for what he did.
Well, I swear this is deja vu right now. But JSS is asking, what was the comment significant? What was the significance of the comment, the red comment?
That brought the magic back. Maybe that's like how magic gets brought into the world and it leaves. One
G says winner. I've definitely heard the magic coming back. I like that one. Every time somebody mentions him, I'm liable to waste a day. He's talking about a book. Is the next Night King going to be writing the next comet down? I like that. Bringing magic back. We're going riding on a count, Haley's Comet style. That'd be sick. Braun is a cutthroat. Brienne is pure honor. If it comes down to it, who wins that fight, Braun or Brienne?
Braun.
Really? What's up, chat? Who do we think would win that fight if it came down to a fight and they were out in an alley and the swords came out or whatever? Who wins the fight out of Brienne the Beauty and Braun the Cutthroat? Who wins that fight?
I'm gonna say I'm gonna stick with Braun.
That's a sick battle right there. I like that. And while the chat's answering that one, who do you think wins a fight between who wins the fight between Braun and the Hound?
Yep.
Yep.
Hey, dang it. Timo just said Braun because he fights dirty. And I'm going to go off on a little side note right here. It made me think of this movie, Hot Rod. And because the dude asks who would win between a grilled cheese sandwich and a taco. And then the girl says a taco because it fights dirty. Like, something to that effect. Oh, man, that instantly popped in my head. But, yeah, Braun fights dirty. Plus, they say over and over again, how speed beats size.
He's faster. Well, we got Timo saying Brawny fights dirty. We got, what's up, Gordy Jedi? See out there? He says Braun. We got Drinks and No Things. Brienne wins. Steel 510 Rain, welcome. He says Braun wins. Drinks and No Things. Braun can just fuck off. Christy says the Beauty wins. JSS thinks Brienne wins. It's pretty, so it seems kind of split 50-50 on that one, Braun and Brienne. I like that one. All right, chat, we got it going. Who wins out of Braun and Sandor Clegane? Who wins out of the Hound and Braun? The Hound and Braun. Who wins that fight? Jordy Jedi says Sandor wins that one. Bridge 4 says Brienne in the books, Braun in the show. Maybe Braun in the books as well. Yeah, I think Braun, they've shown him as too much of a great fighter. Cat calls him a panther and says he's cat-like. I mean, he's just too smooth, agile, and good with a sword. I don't think he's losing to anybody. My biggest battle that I always pitted together was Dario. Who would win out of Dario Naharis and Braun? I think that would be the most epic battle.
That'd be a good one.
Who do you think wins out of the Hound and Braun? Who'd you say? Terry T says the Hound, but Force says
Rich is going on about semantics, like about the Hound and Sandor. And out of spite, I'm just gonna pick the Hound so that I can say the Hound and irritate him a little bit.
The Hound and Sandor. Oh, like good. Yeah, I got you. I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So in the chat, he's going on like he left the Hound behind. Basically, the Hound is dead. But we're still going with the Hound for me, just so I can say it again. The Hound beats Braun.
Timo even says Braun beats Dario. I like that. I like that.
He might. The thing is, it's hard to compare, right? Here's the thing, right? We don't. Jorah won one tournament, right? That's it. He's won one tournament. He kind of did it out of to win love or whatever. So he's not the best in Westeros, right? But he dominates in Essos, right? He can beat Dothraki. He can beat, he's a beast in the pits. So
yeah, he's got an arc and a regular sword, yeah.
So is it really as hard over there to fight? Like, that's the question. Like, are they?
Maybe they have better fighters over there.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. Jorah came over and dominated. And
Jorah didn't dominate. Jorah got lucky and didn't die. I wouldn't say that he dominated anyone. Who did he dominate?
Well, he made it all the way back to Dany, right?
Yeah, because most of them weren't even wearing shirts, and he was wearing armor. That definitely saved his life.
They're saying he can beat Dothraki. Like, he was tearing up the Dothraki.
He wasn't tearing him up. He got lucky.
Yeah, he was. No, what do you mean?
Yeah, he was wearing armor and they were wearing tank top, no shirts. So yeah, he got through that. But
Well, that makes you slower. That's like the big point.
and he fought for his life in the pit.
Dario, or not Dario. Braun beat a dude in heavy armor. We already saw that. So the armor's not the factor. It's the skill. Right? Oberyn can beat somebody in armor.
Oh, Lady Laura Dane Starfell has pneumonia. That's terrible. I hope you feel better out there. Lots of soup, lots of fluids. Hope you feel better soon. Definitely. Hate hearing anybody feeling sick out there. No good. Who's what's up? Go ahead.
I'm just saying there might be like a overall gap in fighting abilities between the continents. So we don't know what that is because I'm trying to build that scare. We need Scrub in here because Scrub's he likes power scaling and stuff. So I think that Jorah is a judge of power scale. If he's not as good in Westeros, but he's pretty good in Essos.
Yeah, but who said he's not good in Westeros, dude? Jorah was the second one through the freaking gates at Pike when they took down Pike. So Jorah's a badass. He wasn't the second one through not knowing how to wield a sword. Jorah,
he's all right. He only won one tournament.
No, he won a tournament, but he whooped that ass, obviously. Anybody who's the second in the vanguard into the battle and living to tell about it, that's pretty much a pimp with a sword. And the only person who beat him through was Thoros of Myr, and we found out later it was only because he was drunk.
Yeah, so he was drunk and he survived. They were fighting they were fighting the freaking what's their names. So it's not.
Yeah, but some people fought better drunk. We already know the Viper fought better. He liked to have a drink before a battle. We already know Robert was drunk and whooping everybody's ass. We know some of the Greyjoys, Victorian back in the not Victorian, but
that's what I was, the Greyjoys. The Greyjoys are little bitches. Like
what?
that.
No
they are.
Way.
They just get steamed over all the time.
Oh, you're crazy.
Yeah, they do. Anytime
the Damp Fear was a pimp back in the day. Before the Damp Fear got religious, dude, he was the man. He'd get drunk and tear people up. What are you talking about? They were awesome.
They just get destroyed over and over. They're like fodder. All right.
No. The Damn Fear bugs it up. They took over Lannisport. They went and beat the Lannisters, whooped that Lannister ass.
Okay. I'm just saying
they weren't cannon fodder. They did their thing. But yeah, then of course, when all of Westeros mounted up against them, yeah, they fell. I mean, who was going to stand against that? No.
Somebody.
Nobody was standing.
Danny would. Danny and her dragon would.
Yeah, Danny and her dragon, exactly. That might have worked out, but
yeah, I'm just saying, like this, they are the Greyjoys. They're not exactly. There's a reason they stay on the sea.
Yeah, yeah.
If they were such great fighters, they could conquer a lot more.
They're more of a hit and run type of squad.
Yeah, because they're little bitches, like I said.
It's tough for me to sit here and defend Greyjoys. It's like, man, I can get any side, but that's a rough one. I don't even like the Greyjoy whiskey. It's terrible. How many? Do you think Bran could actually work a dragon? Is that going to be a thing in the books?
See, I have this thought that once something's worked by one person, it can't be worked by anybody else. So, and they're not exactly driving the dragons, so they got to be warging the dragons somewhat, like a semi. I think it's like a half warg. You know, they can just read your thoughts, and they don't have to do what you want, but they should probably do what you want. So I don't know if he can because it's already been warged by somebody. Right? Well, maybe. Well, no, because John already rode.
And what do you mean by ride a dragon? Because I saw like 10 people jump on Drogon and ride him. Yeah,
but not control it. Only one person's controlling it. And Dany only flew one, so she only warged the one. Then John flies Rhaegal, and now he's warged that one. So those two are out. That's the only reason the Night King, if we assume his power is working as well, he can only warg Viserion because Dany never rode that one. So it was never warged. Otherwise, how are they driving them? That's the question. If they're not warging them, how are the dragons being driven?
So you think it's like an Avatar type of thing that they're bonding, their souls are bonding, and that's how they're controlling and driving it? You don't
Yeah.
think it's like a horse? You just kind of spur in on one side and like go this way, go that way?
No, their genitals are connecting together, and then they're driving. No, that always tripped me out about that movie. Like, wait, they're connecting their genitals to the dragons, but whatever. Yeah, they're working them, right? That's why they have that connection with the dragon.
Oh, Lady Laura Dane Starfell, ride the snake. No one. We got you. We see you out there. Absolutely. Absolutely. Vic Greyjoy, get back into the books. Victorian. Yeah, we're definitely hitting the books again next week, going back in. Like I said, starting at square one. Yeah, starting with the prologue. But I'm definitely going to be hitting that next week. What, out of all the characters still alive, who would you most like to see a spinoff from? If not even one of the prologues, like if you could just make your own story with the people still alive, who would it be?
Like a new show.
Yeah, like a brand new show with that character.
I mean, Arya, that's an easy one, right? Because she's actually going somewhere different. John would also be pretty cool because he's going up north. You could get to see more of the wildlings and stuff. But most, I just like a full POV, full series on Sansa and how her brain works. How amazingly smart she is. I want to see all the manipulation going on. I want to see the math going on in her head about how everything's going. That's what I want to see. Sansa, Queen Sansa, tearing it up in the north. Sansa's going to try to come back and see her. She's going to be like, the wildlings are invading. Kill them all. No. I know Arya is probably the best. Sorry.
We got Moni G with you. Moni G says Arya west of Westeros. Bridge Force says a Drogon POV book. That'd be amazing. We got Terry T says Arya drinks and know things is all down with the Mira storyline. Mira would be awesome. Let's see what's going down in the neck. What is Helen Reed really doing? I want to see some floating castles. What is happening? But yeah, we definitely need to know more about the Reeds. I think that would be amazing because we need to know what's going on in them. What's going on in the marsh and the floating Krognig men. What are they doing out there? Need to see it. I see Spops and Sansa's head loves it. Yeah, I don't think we need to be in Sansa's head. But what we really need to know, the question of the night, was the Hound or was he not a virgin?
I don't know, but someone said a good one. The Faceless Men. The Faceless Men can have their own episodic series where they just go out on like assassinations, and you just learn. Maybe do a whole series where it's like, 5 assassinations per season, and you get like 10 episodes, and then so you learn about a person and then how they get assassinated over and over again. So then you get people that like that. Monster of the week type situation. People that like those, they could get on it. So that's good. But back to the Hound, Sandor. The Hound died a virgin. Sandor definitely got laid, I think, afterward.
You think the Hound got? You think the Hound died a virgin, but you think Sandor got laid?
Yeah. No, it doesn't seem like he was that type of dude, honestly. So
maybe he was making moves at somebody at the camp or at the Quiet Isle.
Could be. It just didn't seem like he was that interested in it, right?
He just seemed like he wanted a kiss from Sansa before he left King's Landing, so he was interested in something.
Yeah, but that was like he actually liked her, not she wasn't no whore or nothing. He wasn't into that. I think he liked her because she could look at him. And
Bridge, you're not feeling that he got laid at the Quiet Isle? They always got the ones coming through. Of course, it's all nice and quiet out there. Moni G says Sandor did die a virgin.
See?
Sandor is a hopeless romantic dude, died a virgin for sure. The Hound has horrible pickup lines. The Hound got laid in his youth, I think. A woman promised him a chicken if he smashed certain cheeks.
Maybe this was like the opposite of his brother. He was like, I don't want to be that. I never want to be that.
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, he wasn't young. So I mean, you think he made it that whole long and didn't think not one brothel, nothing? Phoenix says Sandor wasn't a hit it and quit it type. I don't know.
Yeah, like I like what Bridge said. He's a hopeless romantic. Like he thought he was gonna sweep Sansa off her feet and save her from the evil king, and like run off into the sunset and live happily ever after.
Yeah, but like Laura Dane Starfell said, he was good with his hands.
Yeah.
Early in the show, he told Tyrion that it's not hunting if you pay for it. Yep, that's true. Oh, it's awesome. No, what did he say? It wasn't hunting, though. What did he say? It's not something if you pay for it, though. That is awesome. He's a dog, George Jedi. I guess he's saying Geordie Jedi saying he got some. His vengeance trumped love or attachments. I don't know. It just seems like something somewhere. He got a dare or got his brother threw one in and made. Who knows? Something had to happen somewhere. But I mean, could he really be that old and that lifestyle and really nothing? Not one. Maybe that's why he was so bitter. That's why he hated life and was so spiteful because he did. He fell in love and they deflowered each other and they were going to get married. And then all of a sudden she was like, something happened and she died and he was just bitter for life. Or her father like made her marry somebody else for wealth and he got all bitter.
No, he's all grumpy because he never gets it. Like that's just all built up for
well, that would definitely make a man grumpy. I mean, I get that.
So it's just built up. Got that built up frustration. And then he just is confused. He doesn't know how to handle it. So he just likes killing people and he's going after revenge. He doesn't know how to cope.
He doesn't know how to cope. He's just dumb. He's messed up in the head. Why didn't Melisandre ever come back? What was the real reason for her coming back? Why didn't she just stay in the Shire or whatever?
She had to light those things on fire. Like that was necessary.
It's just we needed that visual effect, so she had to come back.
Yeah, well, she did actually set the thing on fire. I was being facetious before, but she actually did set the moat on fire or whatever it is. So it helped a little.
I guess they could see a little better, but it's like if she knew she could see her own death and she knew that was coming, I just don't see why she would ever come back. That doesn't make sense. Dogs do what they do, Terry T. But yeah, I thought that was ridiculous. She's like, I have to die in this land, just like you. It's like, well, if you know you're gonna die, why are you coming back? That just don't make any sense to me. Do not know. Yeah, we can say pretty much those for the next one. Basically, just want to make sure we got back on here. We missed out last week. Like I said, we had so many things going on. Next week, we're going to be delving in a lot more into the books and kind of start flipping out some more of those theories. I'm going to get back, like I was dropping earlier, going to start dropping some more of my theories and get some of those videos coming out. And, just going to start at square one and start doing the books and start getting back after it. You down with that, Andy?
Yep, I'm just along for the ride. You're kind of like my wife, where I just do whatever you want and kind of sidetrack things a little bit along the way. But whatever you go with, I just want next year. I want everybody's a Targaryen, even if it's like a 20-minute segment where everybody in the chat brings up the character. To be fair, they have to have a little information on them. Like it can't just be some super obscure character. I want it to be like that, but yeah, we have a bit of information about a character, and DJ's gonna say how they could be a Targaryen,
the where and the when of it all, and how it all broke down.
Yeah, or hints to it, or something. So everybody's a Targaryen, and that's what I want it to be titled. Just for me, next week's title of the stream should be "Everybody's a Targaryen."
Not everybody, just most of them. Sick. We got to go with Davos and Craster and
Or
Monster.
DJ makes everybody. DJ explains how everybody's a Targaryen.
N plus A equals the Waif. I still think the Waif is a Frey. I'm going
All
down.
right, so you can jump it that she's a Frey. You can tie that to the Targaryen somewhere. So remember that.
Hey, a Frey and a Targaryen have got down, so I mean that is possible. That is a possibility. Targaryens got with everybody. It was just last the Queen of Thorns. It was all the rage way back in the day. Absolutely, way back in the day. And one more time, everybody out there, make sure you get out there if you can. Any little bit will help. Make sure we get my girl to the con. We have to have Timo30 there. It wouldn't be the same without her. www.paypal.me/Timo30. If we can, give her $1, give her $5, give her whatever you can. Let's get this girl to the con. Got less than a month to do it. Let's make this happen. Got to get the true legend there, and Jamie's there. We can't have a con and not have Timo and Jamie in the same room. It just has to happen. It's a thing. We need to make this happen. So share it, get them out there, tell the other people in the community. Let's get it out there, and let's definitely make sure we make that happen in the next couple of weeks. That would be awesome.
Start putting my PayPal out there just for like I want a wildling costume, and then I'll start streaming as Tormund. Every stream, I'll just be on there.
Talk to enough people in the community. I bet somebody could definitely get that done. Absolutely get you a freaking wildling costume, not a free folk costume, not wildling, free folk. Get you in there, get you rocking in the animal pelts.
Yeah, yeah, that would be legit. But I'm just kidding.
And one of these days, I'm going to get there. I'm going to have just an hour of free time at some point in my life, and I'm going to watch The Wire, and we'll get on here and at least talk about it a couple times and see how it goes or where it goes. So if anybody out there has heard about it, likes it, or knows anything about it, I guess we're going to start watching The Wire and talking about that on. It won't be on Tuesday nights. It'll be a different night, but might be getting The Wire in somewhere here or there. So stay tuned for that. See what we can do and see if we can put a smile on Andy's face and talk about what some say the greatest show ever created truly was.
The greatest.
I'm still with Game of Thrones. It did not stick the landing, but I don't give a shit. I love this show. Love what it does. There's no other show that's going to make me get on here and talk for weeks at a time like we do with this one and make as many theories as I have. And yeah, all props to Game of Thrones. Still going to call it the best. Did it stick the landing? No, it didn't end with the greatest, but it ended. All things must end. All great things must come to an end, and so hath this. But the great thing is we still got the books to look forward to, and we are definitely going to be doing plenty of that. Dunking eggs, fire and ice, going to get it all in there, going to make it happen. So hopefully you guys will keep coming back each and every Tuesday and hanging out with us. So happy that you made it here. Thank everybody for being out there in the chat. One True David Adams, Moni G, we got Bridge 4, so many people. Phoenix Rising 357, Timo Lisi, thank you for coming out. You guys, please help get her to the con. We need to make that happen. Steel 510 Rain, haven't seen you before. Thanks for being out here. Good to see you. Good to see you. Jenny at Cold Stones, I believe that was yours, so make sure you keep an eye out in the mail because you'll be having something showing up very soon. Terry T, good to see you out there. And everybody else, Drinks and Know Things, everybody, Phoenix Rising, thanks for being here. We're going to be back next Tuesday. And I guess until we see you next week, I guess everybody have an absolutely fantastic week. And until we see you next time, game on.